Welcome, Counter Slammers, to another model review. So, a couple weeks ago we looked at the Scarlet Commander, a model that I picked up at Warmachine Weekend. Well, we're actually going to look at a whole unit that I picked up there as well, which are the Gatorman, Bokur, and Bogtrog Swamp Shamblers. So, if you want to take a look here, we're actually going to get into the Shamblers first because they're actually a little bit easier to talk about than the Bokur. But looking here at the Shamblers, they are, you can jump right into their stats, they're basically a Strength 6, Speed 5, Mat 5, Rat 3, Defense 10, Armor 13, with Commander 6, and they have a Powered Strength of 8 on their melee attacks, and they of course are undead, and they have combined melee attacks. And the only real ability they have is Amphibious. Now, the Bokur is where the fun really begins. And for the Bokur, his strength is, well, he's Speed 5, Strength 7, Mat 6, Rat 3, Defense 12, Armor 16 with 8 hitboxes. He has a command score of 8, and he is fearless. He also has 2 attacks. He has his Bite, which is a powered strength of 12, and he has a Tail Strike with a powered strength of 10. So, his stats are kind of average for Gators. And but what he has is, well, first of all, we'll get into these models will work for Circle, Legion, Scorn, and Trollbloods. They work for all 4 factions, and I'm sure certain factions will get better use out of them than others, like Scorn, for example, or maybe Legion, but you know, more so than probably the other ones. But they're still going to be a really fun unit to take, and here's the reason why. One, Gator's Amphibious, no shock there. He also has the Bokur. He also actually has a star attack, which is called Hand of Glory. And the Hand of Glory is a range 3 magic attack. His magic ability is 6, by the way. And it says target enemy model hit becomes stationary for 1 round. So that can be fairly useful against any particular threat that's really close to the Bokur. He has the ability, it's called Raise Dead. Well, actually, let's look at Death Magic first. He's got one called Death Magic. It says this model can remove friendly Swamp Shamblers in its command range from play to make an additional attack or to boost an attack or damage roll for each Swamp Shambler model removed. When this model would suffer damage, you can choose one or more models in this unit that are in this model's command range to suffer any number of those damage points instead, divided as you choose. If you do, this model does not suffer the damage. The model cannot suffer more damage as a result of Death Magic than it has unmarked damage boxes. So, obviously, if he takes you know, several points of damage and you have to mitigate that away, you're going to have to take away a lot more Shamblers. So that's going to be kind of something you have to take you know, think about when you're kind of, you know, deciding how much damage you want to take. But the last ability he has, which is a really fun thing, is called Raise Dead. When a living model is destroyed in this model's command range, this model gains 1 corpse token. At the end of your next control phase, remove all corpse tokens from this model to add 1 Swamp Shambler grunt to this unit for each corpse token removed. Swamp Shambler grunts must be placed in formation. This unit cannot have more than 20 Swamp Shambler grunts in play at a time. So, what's unique about him versus maybe some of the other ones, like the Stitch Thrall for the Mechanothralls, the Necrosurgeon, I'm sorry, is that instead of just removing like 3 corpses at a time and creating 3 at a time, he can take away all the corpses, so anything living in his command range that dies against these corpses, you can take them all away, and you can have up to 20 Shamblers in play at a time. So when you're talking about sacrifice these guys to boost hit, boost damage, buy attacks, things like that, your Bokur actually becomes a fairly decent assassination piece if you can get him that close up the field. Which could prove difficult depending on the fact that he's a medium-sized base. He can't hide behind the Shamblers, and you know, he's not invincible. So it's going to be a little bit of give and take. A lot of people are thinking when they run these guys, they'll actually run them behind a living unit or 2. So, you know, if you're running Scorn, you got these guys, you have your Scorn living models in front, and as they start to die off, it starts to feed this guy corpses, and then you can just start to build your own little Shambler army with, you know, combined melee attack. That's pretty good. So, when I was at Warmachine Weekend, I saw a guy playing with this unit, and the people who were playing them had a lot of fun. I mean, they were constantly, you know, getting rid of Bogtrogs and putting them back on the table and sacking them off, and they were, you know, it seemed like it was a lot of fun. So I look forward to using these guys in my Gator list, as well as, you know, possibly taking them in Legion, see how they might do. Definitely going to try and pick up a second unit of these guys so I can run a Rask tier list, hopefully in Season 3, if these guys are out by then. Hopefully there will be. I haven't seen an official release date for them yet, but seeing them up on the Privateer Press website gives me hope that they're going to come out sometime early next year, or 2014, depending on when you're watching this video. So we'll see how that ends up happening. Yeah, these guys are a lot of fun. They look like they're going to be a tremendous, asset to the Gators, and at least being able to add a little bit more variety as far as like moving these guys up the field and taking hits and dishing out some damage. So we'll see how it does. And if nothing else, they're cheap units. I forgot to mention that too. They're FA of only 1. They're only 6 points for the whole unit. So there is no minimum unit. You actually have to take the full 10-man unit when you take them. So that's an interesting little twist as well. So again, really cool. It gives you a chance to try something out. Run some more bog trogs. I'm sure they'll probably sell a lot more of those guys online too. But yeah, if you get a chance to get your hands on some of these and try them out, do so. And if you've played them, feel free to leave in the comments below on how they did for you, or maybe some bonuses or negatives that maybe I might have missed here. But hopefully, I think they're going to be a unit that actually shines a lot for Gators and in the Horde side of things. So. But yeah, so I hope this helps, and we'll see you guys again on the next model review.